This whole Bryce Hall thing is so funny, man. My man thinks he could even attempt to beat me.
Welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we will be talking to you about KSI's reaction to Bryce Hall calling him out. So TikToker Bryce Hall is fighting on the YouTubers versus TikTokers card as the main event versus YouTuber Austin McBroom. They had the press conference with a fight a few days ago, and the two social media stars ended up getting into a brawl. While there has been plenty of excitement in the build-up to the YouTube versus TikTok boxing event, it has suddenly sparked into life. Bryce Hall has been trading blows over the internet with YouTuber Ola, also known as KSI, after the TikTok star threw shade at the UK influencer. However, fans believe the outcome will result in Hall's defeat, especially following his humiliating tussle at the YouTuber versus TikToker boxing press conference. Earlier on May 18, 2021, Hall unusually began a wrangle with KSI on social media, challenging the internet icon turned rapper to a fight subsequent to his bout with Austin McBroom. KSI reacted to Bryce Hall calling him out. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the current beef between KSI and Bryce Hall after Bryce decided to call him out for his next boxing match. KSI's reaction to Bryce Hall calling him out is absolutely crazy. So make sure you don't click off and watch right until the end of today's video. Trust me guys, you do not want to miss this. Who do you think will win the fight if it takes place? KSI or Bryce Hall? Let's see how KSI reacted to Bryce Hall calling him out for a fight. But before we get into what he had to say about the situation, make sure to like the video as it really helps out the channel. Let's get right into it as there is a lot to cover. KSI, also known as Olatunji, had his say after Bryce Hall and Austin McBroom had an altercation during their press conference, with the two going back and forth on social media for months. KSI had a bout with Logan Paul previously, and in a rematch for YouTube subscriber supremacy and bragging rights, Logan Paul and KSI gave social media all the smoke it could handle. But when the final bell tolled after 6 rounds, the fight resulted in a split decision victory for KSI, with two judges scoring the bout 57-54 and 56-55 in favor of KSI, and a third scoring at 56-55 in favor of Paul. After the split decision victory, Paul and KSI shook hands and shared an embrace after the fight, with both paying respect to one another, though Paul stated his intention to contest the commission for his point deduction for his illegal punches, stating that he does not dispute what happened, but thought he deserved only a warning. Paul did indeed appeal the decision, but the appeal was denied in early December 2019. When asked about a possible rematch, Paul expressed his support for the idea, but KSI rejected any prospect of a third fight against Paul, saying, "It's done. I'm on to the next thing." Although this all went down to the press conference, the KSI and Bryce Hall beef all started when KSI said this in a Sidemen video.
Bryce. I think Austin's winning out. I think Bryce thinks he's sick, but he's not.
Yeah.
Legit.
Bryce then tweeted out a response to this saying, "KSI just said he would fuck me up in the ring. I wouldn't want to ruin the fight you've been dodging with Jake just because you lost to a TikToker at KSI. After I beat Austin, we can talk, buddy." Later on that day, KSI responded to Bryce Hall and said, "You're literally easy work. Who do you think you're talking to?" They then spent hours arguing back and forth on Twitter, and Digi even ended up getting involved. Digi tweeted, "Is this fight a way for you to make a name for yourself since your ex left you? You clapped God." He's obviously talking about Addison Rae here, who is Bryce's ex. Addison Rae is one of the biggest TikTokers in the world, and many people roast Bryce saying that Rae is the only reason he is relevant. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys would like to see this fight between KSI and Bryce Hall. This fight actually could end up possibly happening if Bryce ends up beating Austin, as KSI kinda needs a fight to get back into the YouTube boxing scene before fighting Jake. The drama between KSI, Digi and Bryce continued at the press conference on Tuesday. Digi was telling Bryce that he'll fight him after his current fight versus Vinny Hacker, but Bryce was more keen on fighting his brother KSI. He said this because he thinks Digi is irrelevant, and he says that he wouldn't benefit anything from him at all. Later in the press conference, Taylor Holder, who's fighting Gibb on the undercut, also came out of a challenge. He was asked who he wants to fight next, and he said if Bryce wants to fight KSI, Taylor will fight his brother Deji on the same night. It's crazy how people are already looking ahead of their current fights, and they haven't even took place yet. Are you enjoying our video? Before we get further into the video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more amazing videos from us. Let's continue with our video. The feud dates back to December 2020, where McBroom called Hall out in a since-deleted Instagram post, to which he did not respond initially. However, things have escalated since after it emerged that text messages were exchanged between the two in March 2021. Hall accused McBroom of crying because he wouldn't accept his fight and because he can't pay his cleaning lady, to which he simply challenged him to step in the ring once more. It appeared that Hall was interested in the fight when significant amounts of revenue were disclosed by McBroom, to which he accepted the fight. As a result, and with the pair finally face-to-face, Hall rushed McBroom with a shove and all hell broke loose, with bodyguards and photographers getting involved to break up the scuffle. A day after the press conference, Bryce Hall was interviewed by TMZ Sports, where they asked him about what happened on the night between him and Austin. And they also asked who wants to fight next. Bryce says that KSI has been talking crazy about him, and that's the opponent that he wants to face next. Batting for Team YouTube, KSI waded in on the altercation and mocked the TikTok star with a picture of him in a headlock on the floor, to which he simply tweeted, "You good?" Hall quickly responded to the jibe by offering him to step up and square off in the ring in his next fight, with Taylor Holder taking on Deji, on the basis that all three internet sensations get through their respective fights as the victors. Bryce Hall tweeted, "KSI just said he would fuck me up in the ring. I wouldn't want to ruin the fight you've been dodging with Jake. Just because you've lost to a TikToker at KSI after I beat Austin, we can talk about it, buddy." And someone replied with, "Your nudes have been leaked more times than you've won fights. Be quiet." Now though, it's safe to say that most people weren't on Bryce Hall's side in the first place. After this tweet, even more Bryce Hall fans knew that Bryce Hall was just asking for trouble. However, fans believe the outcome will result in Hall's defeat, especially following his humiliating tussle at the YouTuber vs. TikToker boxing press conference. Sadly, the internet is rooting against Hall, with many calling for the star to delete his tweet. Some also implied that the boxer would be knocked out, or worse, in just about 30 seconds into the fight. So Bryce tweeted, 1. You're scared of Jake Paul. 2. You won against Logan Paul by points on a bad call. 3. You're fat. Nobody's scared of you. And now you know this man is desperate when he's fat-shaming KSI, who isn't even fat. KSI is mad rip. Now once again KSI destroyed Bryce Hall, tweeting, 1. Not scared, just busy smashing music, dropping an album and selling out arenas. 2. Still won and still undefeated. 3. Try and I'll slap the fuck out of that 8-head of yours. KSI simply replied with, "Win your first fight, then we can talk." It will be interesting to see who comes out on top and whether Hall walks the walk and takes on KSI once the event draws to a close. That is it for today's video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.